All right, welcome back, good people. This video I'm titling Content Creation. Think about that, content creation. First we had keywords, right? Keyword was the video prior to this one. I said that was the first thing you wanted to identify when you're preparing to start your online business, was to identify the keywords that would be working within your business, right? So once you've done that, then you have to start to create content in line with those keywords, right? To kind of guide people to a place, right? You kind of looking at this from a psychological perspective. From a psychological perspective, when you create a customer, when you make it possible for someone to sign up for what it is that you have, or when you offer someone something, there's a process involved with that. It's not just here, right? You have to kind of psychologically position things in a way so that people are not just inundated with sales, right? Because everyone is trying to market something online, and everyone has the best this or the best that. So you have to weed through that, right? And we do a fairly good job of weeding through it, but there are certain things we want. There are certain things we're just waiting to have it presented to us, and then we're going to buy, right? But sometimes that's not how it works. Sometimes you have to have what's called several points of contact before someone will buy, and that's great. I love that process, because all you have to do is set up a system that allows those points of contact, right? Like an email list. When you create an email list, I'm going to sidetrack right quick. When you create an email list, you create an email process where that the person who subscribes get an email today, gets one tomorrow, gets one 2 days later, gets one 2 days later, gets one another day. See, and you're constantly giving value. You know, you're not being annoyed. You're kind of educating this person on something. So the more you're educating them on which is in line with what they like, and it's what you know about, then they have a tendency to take your advice or your word on something, right? That's how that works. I'm not gonna go too far that way. I'm gonna come back to content creating now, because I got a little bit I want to read, and I want you to follow this from a mental perspective when it comes to content creation. And then I'll talk a little bit later after this. But content creation, I'm going to give you a couple of definitions. Content creation is the contribution of information to any media, and most especially to digital media, for an end user / audience in specific context. Okay? Now, that's one definition. Another one says content is something that it is to be expressed through some mediums as speech, writing, or any other various arts for self-expression, distribution, marketing, and or publication. Typical forms of content creation include maintaining and updating websites, blogging, photography, videography, online commentary, and the maintenance of social media accounts, and editing and distribution of digital media. A Pew survey describes content creation as the creation of the material people contribute to the online world. Let me repeat that. The material people contribute to the online world. Content. Material people contribute to the online world. This video is a creation, is a content creation. Get it? All right. I knew you were fast. Okay. Continuing on. It says news organizations. News organizations, especially the biggest and more international, such as the New York Times and CNN and others, consistently create some of the most shared content on the web. Colleges, universities, and think tanks. Academic institutions such as colleges and universities create content in the form of books, journal articles, white papers, and some forms of digital scholarship such as blogs that are group edited by academics, class wikis, or video lectures that support a mass open online course. See, these are different organizations that create content as well. And see, the point I want you to understand is what you will be doing is creating content. So you're going to be doing the same thing that these people do, but you're going to be specifying. You're going to be not generalizing. You're going to be specifically talking about what you know about, or what you want to know about, or what you're willing to learn that you can share about, right? Because a lot of times people don't really understand that if you know your passion, you really have it whooped. It's like, I like to share with people, like, if you can sing, if you can really sing like a singer, like I can't sing, but if I could sing, that's my gift. All I have to do is figure out how to build a business around it. A lot of people can't figure out their gift, so they have no concept of how to build a business around it, right? You have to understand what it is you do not mind spending a lot of time doing, because it's going to take that for you to grow it, because you have to understand all the moving pieces. But once you do that, you created something that's originally and authentically you. It's you. My company is Speak with Larry. You're not me. You can't represent me like that. Only I can do that, right? I'm creating this just for me, not in the sense of from a selfish perspective, but I'm creating this for my individuality, right? And at the end of the day, when it's all said and done, anytime Speak with Larry is spoken, it's going to be talking about me, right? Good, bad, or indifferent, because I'm branding that. And that's what you would be doing. You'd be branding what your mind tells you you want to be the name of your company or the legacy that you want to leave. That's how it works. But if you don't do that, if you just sit back and watch other people do it and criticize other people, before long, time who waits for no one will come knocking at your door. And you would have spent your entire life being an observer in your life, right? When you are so much more than that, when you have so much more power than that, right? Okay, I'm going to read a few more. It says, companies. Corporate content includes advertising and public relations content, as well as other types of content produced for profit, including white papers and sponsored research. Artists and writers. Cultural works like music, movies, literature, and art are forms of content. Traditionally published books and ebooks are one type of cultural content, but there are many others, such as self-published books, digital art, fan fiction, and fan art. Independent artists, including authors, musicians, have found commercial success by making their work available on the internet. These changes have revolutionized the publication and music industry. Revolutionize, listen to that word. That means there's a sweeping change. That's why you and I can do what we do today and make money. This wasn't available 20 years ago for you and I. And you can do it at any age. Any age. It's not like, you're going to be studying for the rest of your life to start it. You're just going to have to, take that curve. And once you pass that curve, you got it, right? Just don't stop. Government. Through digitalization, that's hard for me to say that word, sunshine laws, open record laws, and data collection, governments may make whole classes of statistical, legal, or regulatory information available on the internet. So you just get a feel of how vast this process is. And with it being as vast as it is, you know that you can come up with some information. You can create like a little one paragraph content. That's content. It doesn't have to be a book. It can just be a couple of paragraphs about something or something you want to share with people, and put it out there and see how get some feedback, get some response, and then that should spark something else in you, and that should spark something else in you. If you want to be creative, right? We all have creative gifts. We all do. When I think about something, it's not the same thing you think about, which means you got your own way of thinking, and that doesn't make it right or wrong. And I have my own way of thinking, and that doesn't make it right or wrong. And that's the beautiful part of it. And if I can put mine out in front of you and show you the way I think. If you don't put yours out in front of me, I don't know how you think. Right? Not that it's necessary that I do, but it should be necessary to you that you want to share with something or somebody, right? All right, that's this week's third video. Stay tuned. I have more for you, and don't go away.